All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor Tham Yad, La, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Waharcha, Kwadash. Of honors the apostles and the elders, great millstone and roll well, and peace and blessing salutations to the hopefully elect of the nation of Israel, Yashar Allah, which is the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, right? And those whose father's seed line goes back to a tribe, right? Because it's all about the seed line, not about color, right? This lesson is going to be called through the Spirit. World War III tensions are on a constant rise, right? And we're going to be going into this article right here, which is titled, it's on RT News, as you can see, and it's titled Maduro Kicks Off Venezuela's Most Important Military Drills in History. Most important military drills in history, all right? Now, just to give you a little backstory on what's going on here, uh, Maduro is the president of Venezuela, all right? Now, the United States, the UK, etc. They're trying to put in a man named Juan. Now, Juan is, you know, a puppet. All right. Ultimately, to sum it up, he's a puppet. Okay, and they want to set him in office because they want him to be in control of what happens, so they can get oil and all that. Because Venezuela is rich in oil. All right, they're the highest country right now. All right, but Maduro and the citizens, because the citizens are backing Maduro, the citizens ain't getting fooled this time, right? Like with other countries, right? So because there's a conflict going on now, and the people that want to back Maduro is people like Russia, China, Iran. I think those countries. I know for sure Russia. Uh, so this could be an ignition to World War III, right? Because what World War III ultimately is right now, World War III really has already started. Okay, the sides are not completely picked, but a lot of people have a side that they're determined to be on. Okay, and basically World War III. I mean, the house. To put it in terms of an analogy, there's a house covered in gasoline. There's already gasoline all over this house. They already poured a lot of gallons of gasoline all over this house, but they just need a match, and that match, it could spark off and get thrown into it any second. Not literally any second, but I mean, well, technically, really could. Okay, but any day, any week, any month now, something big can pop off, and this could be a major thing that this could be that match striking it and getting tossed at the house. All right, but we'll have to see. Well, let's read a little bit of this article. It says Venezuela leader Nicolas Maduro has launched what he described as the most important drills in history, preparing to repel any potential invasion after the United States and its allies backed self-proclaimed interim president uh, Guaido, which is Juan. I don't know. I'm not good with pronunciation of names. All right, so we're just going to say Juan. The drills, because that's his first name. The drills will last until February 15th, which that's heavy. All right, that's one of the first things I noticed when I read through this, because February 15th is also when the 3 week of the government being open up is gonna Slovakia is going to be done. Okay, the agreement that they signed, for the U.S. government to be open for 3 weeks is going to be done. Okay, on February 15th, Friday. All right, so either one, Donald Trump is going to declare a national emergency, and because it doesn't look like a deal is going to be made, right? But we'll see. How way out Sharat is other national emergencies declared. All right, that would be wonderful because it's all prophecy. It's going to happen sooner or later, so we'd rather have it happen soon, you know. But either he's going to declare national emergency, which it heavily seems like he's inclined to do so, or the government's just going to get shut down again. All right, a partial shutdown. All right, but it says the drills will last until February 15th and are set to become the largest military exercises the country has held in its 200-year history, President Maduro reiterated as he arrived at Guayca, Guaycaipuro Fort in Miranda State. He said, "We must prepare to defend Venezuela's sovereignty, territorial integrity, independence," the elected head of state proclaimed, apparently fearing that Washington's calls for a regime change and its aggressive backing of opposition Parliament Speaker Juan might escalate into a direct military invasion. All right, so that's basically the ultimate summary of what's going on here. It says Juan, who proclaimed himself interim president of Venezuela in January and got the immediate blessing of the United States, and that should bring suspicion to you, men. That should bring suspicion. Immediately, he was praised by the United States and its allies in Europe and across Latin America. Did not rule out that he might have to make a controversial decision to authorize a humanitarian intervention. The Trump administration also said all options remain on the table to rid Venezuelans of the oppressive dictator Maduro. See, and that's what they do. They always demonize people. Right? Anybody that's against America or against giving America what they want, they're a dictator or they're a terrorist or they're a criminal. They're just an enemy of the planet, and they should be, extinguished. They should be taken down, killed. Right? Because Maduro actually said that Trump paid for the Colombian mafia to assassinate him, right? To clip him out the picture, man. They always do that. They always demonize people. All right. That's just their tactic because they love playing with people's minds, man. When in reality, the United States is a major terrorist organization. All right. That's just facts. Right. But it goes back to the elites, all right? Because the elites want to take Venezuela and get the oil, which is why they're trying to set up this Juan guy in there. This guy just comes out of nowhere. He's all of a sudden a self-proclaimed president, and they're marking Maduro as a dictator. He's the only. If you actually read the articles, he's actually seems like the one guy that actually knows what he's talking about out of the, these things going on, man, because he actually cares about his people. All right, which he's an Israelite from most likely the tribe of Asher, so he better repent out of that because Esau ain't messing around, man. You ain't gonna beat Esau with his own blessing, all right? Because that's what he's trying to do here. That's Esau's blessing. That's probably the first scripture we can get. It's in Genesis 27. His blessing is the sword, all right, which is the modern day gun, missiles, tanks, all that. All right, this is Salakia. Okay, here we go. Let's start at verse 30. Genesis 27:30. And it came to pass as soon as Isaac had made an end of blessing Jacob, and Jacob was yet scarce gone out from the presence of Isaac his father, that Esau his brother came in from his hunting. And he also had made savory meat and brought it unto his father, and said unto him, or Salaki, and said unto his father, Let my father arise and eat of his son's venison, that thy soul may bless me. And Isaac's father said unto him, Who art thou? And he said, I am thy son, thy firstborn Esau. And Isaac trembled very exceedingly and said, Who? Where is he that hath taken venison and brought it to me? And I have eaten of all before thou camest, and have blessed him, yea, and he shall be blessed. And when Esau heard the words of his father, he cried with a great and exceeding bitter cry, and said unto his father, Bless me, even me also, O my father. And he said, Thy brother came with subtlety, and have taken away thy blessing. And he said, Is not he rightly named Jacob, which is Yaquab in the Hebrew, all right, in the real Hebrew, not the Yiddish, all right, Yaquab, which means supplanter. For he has supplanted me these two times. He took away my birthright, and behold, now he hath taken away my blessing. And he said, Hast thou not reserved a blessing for me? All right. And Esau really lied right here too, because he sold it. All right. Esau sold his birthright. He said that Jacob took away his birthright. Esau sold it to him for food. That was a deal that he decided to make. It wasn't a one-sided deal. They both agreed. All right, which you can read about that, I think, in chapter 25. Genesis 25 is definitely where it starts. That's where Isaac, you know, puts his seed into Rebecca, and in his womb is Esau and Jacob. Right? I said Esau first because he's the firstborn, which is why he was supposed to get the birthright, but it didn't happen. It wasn't set up like that through the Spirit. All right. So verse 37. And Isaac answered unto Esau, Behold, I have made him thy lord, and all his brethren have I given to him for servants. And with corn and wine have I sustained him. And what shall I do now unto thee, my son? And Esau said unto his father, Hast thou but one blessing? My father, bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth and of the dew of heaven from above. And by thy sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. All right, so it said by the sword, and by the sword thou or shalt thou live. All right, so that's how Esau lived. And the modern day sword is guns. All right, missiles. So Esau is the one that he's an expert with the sword. Right, this is what he used to conquer the planet, take land. All right. So Maduro is trying to do military drills like he's going to be able to beat Esau with his own blessing, right? Which is not going to end well at all. But if the United States invades them, you know that Russia's going to get involved, and people are going to back the United States and Russia, and that's going to lead to World War III, right? Another big thing going on is Iran and Israel, right? Now, same thing, Russia is with Iran, and the United States is with Israel, right? Which we all know who this, what, maybe not we all know, but I'm just saying that as a phrase. Those people in the land of Israel are not the Israelites, right? We've proven that time and time again. If they were the Israelites and they fulfilled the prophecy in Ezekiel 37, then there wouldn't be, that they were put back in their land, and there wouldn't be any more war, according to Isaiah, all right? So those are not the Israelites, and we've proven that time and time again. So, you can clearly see that stuff is about to get real, man. They just had these drills because we just talked about the February 15th thing. They just had a drill in Los Angeles, which the citizens were not warned of. It was an urban area. They did military drills or some sort of drill. I think it was like FEMA drill. They did some sort of drills where helicopters came in and everything. All right, so they're definitely preparing. Okay, so we're just gonna have to see what continues, but get to the next script. It shouldn't be long at all. I just want to bring up this because this is a very, very heavy article, or very, big headline right here. All right, this is Matthew chapter 24, verse 6. Just reposition this. There we go. And you shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. All of these are the beginning of sorrows. All right, so rumors of wars and wars, these things are on the rise. Right, these things are rising by the day. Okay, there's more and more articles coming out daily regarding this. All right, and the end game is, because it's already written about the end game, what's going to happen. America, the United States, Babylon, that's what it's known as, also spiritual Sodom and Egypt, Rome revived. America is going to be laid desolate by nuclear missiles. All right, and that's, we made videos on that, so that's kind of going into a whole nother topic to an extent, but I'll just end with this. This is one of the key places to go regarding this. All right, is Revelation 18 and 4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. All right, which is a many-fold script. All right, saying come out of her as in spiritually, as in disconnect from the world and reconnect with Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai. Right, leave, get rid of the old man and be reborn in the spirit. Right, keep the law, statutes, and commandments to the best of your ability. Do the work. Go on the highways and byways, post YouTube videos. If you're a man, if that's your appointed lot, right? which is a man. You're supposed, and I'm saying as a man because women aren't supposed to be doing that. All right, they have different duties. All right, and also come out of her being beamed up. But you have to do the first thing I said, which that's what the scriptures say. The first thing I mentioned to have the second one happen. Okay. Revelations 18:5, for her sins have reached unto heaven, and Yahweh hath remembered her iniquities. Now, when it says her, this is just basically personification, for lack of better terms, right? It's not literally talking about a woman, okay? Reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her double according to her works, and the cup which she hath filled to her double. And you're going to see that it's not an actual woman, right? How much she hath glorified herself and lived deliciously, so much torment and sorrow give her, for she said that her heart, I sit a queen and am no widow and shall see no sorrow. Therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire. For strong is the Lord Yahweh who judgeth her. That's going into the nuclear destruction. All right, this part, being burned utterly with fire. And the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her shall bewail her and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning, standing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, at last, that great city Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come. So it's going to take 1 hour, 60 minutes for America to be laid desolate by nuclear vessels, all right, coast to coast. Because we're talking about 200 million, I mean, we usually say missiles, but I could be going more into warheads because remember, missiles have warheads in them, several warheads in them. All right. But the point is a lot. Okay. An extreme amount of missiles is going to be shot at this place, and it is going to lay America desolate. All right. But if somebody knows for sure, then they can correct me. That's why I'm just not going to speak on it all that much. Regarding like if it's talking about literal missiles or like the warheads that come out of the missiles. All right. But that's, a small detail compared to the point that it's a lot of missiles. Okay. So that's how we know it's a city and not a literal woman, because it said great city, which is talking about America, right? Not a literal city like New York, but a whole country. Verse 11, and the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buyeth their merchandise anymore. All right, because America is a top consumer nation. The merchandise of gold and silver and precious stones and of pearls and fine linen and purple and silk and scarlet and all thine wood, and all manner vessels of ivory, and all manner vessels of most precious wood, and of brass, and iron, and marble, and cinnamon, and odors, and ointments, and frankincense, and wine, and oil, and fine flour, and wheat, and beasts, and sheep, and horses, and chariots, and slaves, and souls of men. All right, so the point is, it's going to be laid desolate by nuclear missiles. All right, the smoke is going to rise up to a lake of fire. Okay, so that's just to wrap it up. That's the end game. Right. So this right here could be an ignition to what we were just reading, what we just read. All right, but we'll see. We'll also see what happens dealing with February 15th. I'm not saying this or that is going to happen on that day. I don't know, but national emergency could be declared around that time. Days later, I don't know. We're not looking exactly at the documents and stuff like that. Okay, what they got planned, but we know it's coming. It's just a matter of when. All right, so with that said, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor Tamyad, La, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Waha, Racha, Kwadash. Yahweh being the name of the Heavenly Father, and Yahweh Shai the name of His only begotten Son, all right, who is the Messiah of the nation of Israel. Peace and blessing, salutations to the hopefully elect the nation of Israel, all right, which is Yashar Allah in the Hebrew, the honors of the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, who were well, and peace and blessing, salutations to the hopefully elect, all right, of the nation of Israel. Shalom.